Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgan 111, and welcome back to Lingo 2. I found a setting, by the way, that causes every time you change zones it to show you the name of the zone, which I thought could be useful because sometimes I forget to look at the names. In any case, there aren't that many low-hanging fruit left. So off camera, I took a look at this one for a while. You'll recall that plant and growth and tree and growth were all that we had for this symbol. Um, and I've come up with a working hypothesis, which is it is the way that a thing changes over time. How does the Constitution change? It gets an amendment, for example. So, how does knowledge change over time? I'm not sure. There were a couple in here that I managed to solve using this technique. How does a game change over time? Achievements or something? That's not going to work. A game... I'm not entirely sure about that one. How does science change over time? Experiments? That's not right. Hypothesis would also be too long. I'm not sure. Books, articles, and texts. You have like a revision of a book or something? Okay. And a revision of an article? And a revision of a text? Sure. Over here, creature, genes. How do genes change over time? They mutate? Mutation? It seems to be the kind of like noun form of things. How does a creature change over time? Evolution? No. Creature, I'm not sure. I also don't like the way that these are stacked away in cubby holes, so like it's hard for me to see like what I've done and what I haven't done and where I need to make progress in this room. But that's kind of par for the course in terms of this game introducing unnecessary movement frictions. I see. Position, change it again, okay. Oh, it's gonna be velocity, acceleration, um, that only has 6 letters though. Okay, maybe I'm not entirely sure about that one. School. When you're done with school, you graduate. Graduation. So that's how that evolves over time or whatever. I can't solve those guys. Caterpillar turns into a butterfly. So that was also one of the things, like the area is the butterfly. And admittedly, like butterfly does not fit here or whatever, but I was thinking about what's the process? It becomes like a chrysalis, but there's a word. It's an obvious word that it's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm not thinking of it. Like the caterpillar turns into the butterfly. Personality. This one is growth. That was one of two that I solved offline and then undid before starting the episode. And I was experimenting with this. What is the thing with the caterpillar becoming the butterfly? Like, there's a metamorphosis. That's what the caterpillar thing must be. And metamorphosis, metamorphosis. It said that I couldn't spell it, but it isn't clear to me why, assuming that it's that. Knowledge. How does knowledge evolve over time? Knowledge becomes understanding. Knowledge becomes... Like, knowledge is kind of like first order, and then like understanding or some kind of reflective something on the knowledge. Like there's like stages of knowledge or something, and I'm not thinking of it. And creatures, if it's not evolution, a creature... how How does this creature change over time? How does science change over time? Experiments, hypotheses, the scientific method. Also, what was like Thomas Kuhn's things about stages of scientific revolution, structures of scientific revolutions. Something about the social ways that we as human beings make our understanding of science in the world. Game. How does a game change over time? You get to an ending. Like school had graduation, which is kind of like the end of it. At the end of a game, you kill the final boss. You get a high score. You get achievements. Could also be, rather than like a video game, could just be like a board game. There's winners and losers. There's an outcome, like a football game. Still not coming up with a good thing for it. I think I've visited all the clues at this point. There isn't something in here that tells me the number of puzzles that are left, is there? There's the portal back. There's these weird pillars in the way that it's broken. I guess it just looks like a butterfly. Like it's shaped like the butterfly painting in this room. In any case, if this was like velocity acceleration, is the third one jerk? Like the third derivative of position over time. And I think that second one's acceleration, and I don't have two C's. But then the first one, I would have thought it'd be velocity. I guess velocity has direction, speed. Species over time, speciates, knowledge over time. Synthesis? That's still not right. Analysis? Darn, that sounded pretty good. Application. Synthesis. There's like stages of knowledge or something. But I guess that's not what we're looking for here. I'm not sure that paradigm fits here. But I was thinking about that with science also. Like scientific paradigms evolve. Is that over here? Paradigm. Another way game changes over time is, first of all, it's in like early access, and then it's in beta, and then it's in release, and then it gets updates. But I have a hard time coming up with a 9-letter word for that. Alright, well, I did some clues here. Let me see what else is on my list that I could be working on. From reviewing some old videos, sickness and in health was on the left-hand side of something. Here's sickness and health. Is this the correct side? I don't remember. I think this is the wrong side. Yeah, the nuanced, I think, is done. I think it's the other side. So if I go this way... Health and sickness. I think there's something in here that I could be working on. The bearer. View. I apparently cannot solve. And what are these hallways? This led to like a Cyan N or something. No, this leads to this, right. That we saw from upstairs. Up there. Is there a word up there? Or is it just something red? I can't tell if there's a word up there or not. In any case, there's going to be some more things we can solve, potentially. Okay. School. School is an example of what? Could either be a school of fish or a school of children learning. Or a school of thought. A school kid is a type of kid. A school house, a school. Let's take a first letter. School bus is a type of bus. All right. And this let down a door. Great. Soil. Same synonym, 5 letters. Soil can mean dirt. It can also mean to get things dirty. Dirty actually could be a verb. You soil your clothes or something. Soil. Dirt. Earth. Okay, neat. Over here, tune. Add 2 letters. Or hold on. T-U-N-E-X-C. It's add 3 letters. Okay. Neptune. Tune. Is there any soil, Earth, flytrap, Venus? Oh, planets. So Neptune is right. I guess I was already primed in my subconscious and I didn't realize it. So we have the planets going on here. Dog. Pluto is a dog. And is also a quote-unquote planet once upon a time. Okay, Zeus means the same thing, Jupiter. Greek versus Roman, titles for the god. Mar, pluralize it, Mars. No, anti-pluralize, what's this? Because Mar is like a verb. Oh, one person mars something and many people mar something. So yeah, that actually does make sense. Okay. So it's like the plural noun, what would the verb form be in terms of the pluralization there? Okay, so this whole row was planets. So there was something in common that's going to make these more manageable. So let's see, we have a lion, we have a frog, so we have animals. Half, it's going to be a 5-letter word, and so I guess we're, it's hard to see. I think that's like changing a stroke on a letter and then adding a letter. So it could be like H-A-L-E, whale. Great. Sun bass. Sun is an example of a star. Starfish. Starfish is a word that's actually come up a surprising number of times. At least 3. Hope that's surprising. Okay, so that seems to be all the animals. Then we have squish squash. We have a cake something. And what else do we have with squish squash? Spin. Add 2 letters, I think. Spin. A-Z-Z. Okay, spin, add 3 letters. I'm not entirely sure. We also have thorn, sounds like corn. Born, corn. Corn is a vegetable, squash is a vegetable. So perhaps these are all vegetables. So spinach. Okay, great. Over here, cake. Something as a type of cake. So some kind of vegetable cake. 6 letters. Carrot cake. Alright, I can't solve that one, which is too bad because it says potato and I love potatoes. And I can't solve this one, but I feel like it's artichoke even though I haven't seen even what the clue is. I saw something that started with an A and had a bunch of letters. So, school bus. Well, I can't solve that one. Can I get to the other side of this one? Yes. Lice. We're adding some letters. We're adding 2 letters. So we had a bus. Police. Like types of vehicles, a police vehicle, a bus, a graceful removing a bunch of letters. Race? Race is not a vehicle. I kind of is a vehicle. They're all kind of related to driving in any case. Driving related things. We got our animal with the starfish over here. Is that all the things I can currently solve? We did manage to get a bunch of things here. Looks like there's something interesting going over there, but I don't have the letters to finish it off. I'm gonna double check that there's nothing else that I can do right now. Here's another one. Fuel. When it gets hot, 4 letters. See, I've had a very similar clue in the tower that I just don't understand. So let's get the first letter. F. Hot fuel. You burn fuel. And what do you get? Fire? Okay, neat. Fire is in this row. Which row is this? This is the one with the bus. How is fire related to driving? Fire, race, police, bus. Fire, race, police, bus. In any case, I can't do that one. There's something way over there. Through the red, I can't tell if it's a black panel or a red panel. Or even a green panel. Can I get over there? Yeah. It is a red panel, it's the potato one. Okay, that I can't do. So I think at this point I have witnessed and solved all that I am capable of with the letters that I have in my current keyboard. So we made some progress, that's good. What was this one? Cycling, okay. I came in here, I have not gone out here, right? I don't think so. Or probably, yeah, okay, it's just 2 different sides of the hallway. And here's that view clue. And so basically this is just, yeah, there wasn't a teleport or anything going on here. This is just like the inside of this place. And then up there, I think it might just be the window that I look down on this place on from. I was trying to squint, but... Okay, and I can't solve... Oh, this is the window. Okay. Yeah, and it does have red on the ceiling, so that is what I was looking at. Okay, so I was looking down in here. Hover over. I mean, I guess that's just kind of what we're doing. I don't think it's telling me to, like, hover over something with my mouse. What was this place? Why was I here? I don't remember the path that got us here. I had made notes that there were more panels that I could solve in health and sickness because I was reviewing videos. Okay, great. What's next? So another thing that's been puzzling me that I haven't talked about in a while is over here. It says there are 16 puzzles left. And it's talking about these puzzles. So now it says 17. Guilt. When we solved these four appeared by this black wall kind of moving back. But after solving these 4, nothing happened. And you might say that we're stuck in a trap. And as a result, we're feeling guilt and shame. There is some structure here that I want to inspect a little bit better. So it does look like there's like an H carved on this wall. And if one of these puzzles is undone, that part of the wall kind of moves forward and there's just kind of like this face kind of shape going on here. And so, what do I make of this? Where are the rest of the puzzles and how do I get to them? Because there are 16 more puzzles somewhere. And there's this tower that I've never been able to get in. Can I see over this from any angle? That's an interesting question. Can't get in here. I'm going to leave this texture pack on for just a moment. There's no way to get in over here. And then we're back inside the entry rather than the grate if we go through here. So there's some kind of tower with find the letters guy over here. I guess I don't know the branches of the tree actually look out into the world. They're in their own zone. Is there anywhere else? If I went up the spire, I might be able to look over into here and see better. I guess it's worth a shot. So from the spire, looking over here, I really can't see the structure that's over there. Is there anything else? As far as I know, I finished... Yeah, it's got a 0 outside. I finished the Mondrian building. I finished this maze. Think I did... Well, we still haven't gotten to Graveyard Lies Below. There's a thing that says where with a question mark, which was vaguely reminiscent of the Cyan F clue, too. I maybe got a spoiler from a thumbnail that I saw of a video. Basically, I remember in the first game, like at some point, you could like jump out of the world and escape and like fall into the void and die, and you could like you'd be falling through and you could see the sky and you could see like the entire bottom of the world, and there were like places to like kind of like sneak around the outside of things. And No Leaf Clover is someone that I watch, and he has been playing this game for a while. And at some point I saw what looked like a thumbnail of him falling out of the world, assuming that I saw what I think I saw. Oh, the half-finished shed. We should go back over there really quick, because I don't know that I ever discussed that. I think it's, rather than try to navigate the maze again, I'll just do this. And so I want to try to throw myself out of the world at some point, because I always forget that I can like jump and like do parkour. Half-finished shed. So half-finished shed. At the time I didn't understand the clue, but smiley means look at these things. Half-finished. This symbol is wordplay. If you take half of the word finished, F-I-N-I-S-H-E-D, it's shed. But it's also, we're inside a half-finished shed, and so it's trying to like help teach us that kind of stuff. I still think something's going to happen here, and I think the something's that's going to happen here. This where is still making you wonder. Graveyard waits below. So like, that's obviously a thing that we need to get to at some point. I don't know how to get in the graveyard. It seems like you would dig... and you dig up where X marks the spot, I'm imagining. I think I tried this once before, but I don't know how hard I tried. And I have had to do some parkour. Here we go. Some parkour other places. If I walk along this fence on the outside, I might end up sliding off, but if I do, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened to me. But I'm curious how far I can walk. And we can also see these trees and some stuff that's outside, if there is any stuff outside. Okay, I can walk over here. That's pretty exciting. Oh, neat. I can get up here. Okay. I can almost see the top of that. That's cool. I can imagine right now that there might not be anything over there. Can I can walk around and jump this. Okay, there's actually, I have a fair amount of mobility here. I could maybe get on top of the temple. I could walk on top of this. Not sure that I can make it all the way over to the place that I was trying to witness a moment ago. Oh, wait a minute. That's the purple F. This is an open courtyard with 4 green corners, and one of them, in the top right, has something purple in it. Hold on. Okay, this is unexpectedly possibly the key to everything. Was there a way to get in here? Yes. While I'm still up here, before I fall down. There's something in here. Because the clue in the hinterlands for the F was where are my feet? My feet are now up on the thing. Okay. Can I do this? Ah, I fell down. I can get back here if I need to. Okay. Let's actually go look at that right now. So if I return to the control center and go to the hinterlands, let's look at the clue again. Because that's the first time I realized that it's actually giving me a useful hint. So that was in F, which will be 1 row up and 4 over, because that's how a keyboard is laid out. Where are my feet? Here is your F. So this purple thing that I was just trying to jump on top of and failed to jump on top of. That's where my F is, apparently. So, do I think I should jump on top? I mean, I guess I might as well try, since that's how we got there just now. Oh, and look here. There's something white below. Yeah, it definitely looks like there's... Oh, graveyard lies below. That must be some edge of the graveyard. Oh, I almost just fell. So we're going to try to get back over to where we just were, but then I'll try jumping on top of the head, just an intermediate jump maybe, to get on top of the purple thing. I mean, I don't know that being on top is going to help me at all. Oh! Color! There's something in here I missed. Hot darn. Color. Purple. P-U-R-P-L-E. Color purple. Okay, that might be it. It might be that there was this panel hidden here that I never would have otherwise seen unless I decided to come out here. By doing color purple, that should open a purple... Oh, purple door. There's a purple door on this thing is what it's telling me. No, there's not. Huh. I really thought that was going to be it. There's a purple door in Daedalus. There's a purple door... Is there a purple door near the F? Should I look for any other panels inside here? Like inside all of the letters? I really don't want to do that. So I think I choose not to. So let's return to Daedalus. We said color purple. Somewhere a purple door should have opened. It's not this one. Oh, except for I need control room. Ah, I'm such a dummy. After you say color whatever, then you also need to say control room, that color. Okay, so I should return back to the purple. Okay, the thing we were just at. So if I go out here, it's in the far corner. So here is the purple thing. Now there should be a door open. There it is. Boom noodle. Daedalus. I mean, it just brought me here. Thanks! So the progression hint is just how to get to this place that leads to... Oh, look, it's the F. Yeah, I've been here. I spent lots of time here. The problem is I can't get my F. So it's just like the clue for the O. It's like, here's how you get there. Go through the orange door. Well, thanks, video game. I went through the orange door 4 hours ago. 4 hours ago, like 40 hours ago. 100 hours ago. Back before time was invented. I went through this orange door, and I got here, and there's an cyan O, and I can't get to it. I keep that I hate that I keep making quote-unquote progress and it keeps not being the progress that I need. Is this a two-way purple tunnel? It does bring me back out here to the grate. Okay. And that was the opening, that was the only opening that was there. Okay. Well, the hinterlands was more useful than I thought, and at the same time also less useful than I thought, because it gave me a different way to get to somewhere I've already been. Okay. I could continue going on the temple or different places. Yeah, I might just poke around the world and see what I find. Actually, one thing at a time, there's something white poking out there. I would just like to get a better look at it. I presume it is... Wait a minute, hold on. There's a little fenced-in area here. That's the area with the Y, I guess. You get teleported over there. This area, if I fell in here... Doesn't look like there's any... Like, I think I just have to use my menu in order to teleport back out. I want to try to get a better look at what this is. There was a tunnel... Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Oh! Graveyard lies below. We're in the graveyard. I did not expect that. I was just trying to get a look at what I thought was the graveyard. I see. We fell out of the world, we fell into the void, and we died. So we're at the graveyard. The landscapes. The three doors. The tree. The maze. Beyond the keen. Into the mouth. This one does not have any red lights lit up on it. Red against blue. Building buildings. Also, is this just an infinite extent plane? Yes, and you can see my view distance, apparently. Okay. Let's not get out of view distance. There is a door here. It's not open to me. So... let's try to reason about these names, because it appears that... Into the mouth. So, there are lots of these things that I have gotten to, like, 0 of. The tree, for example, is down to 0, and so this is all lit up. The landscapes... I can't think offhand where that might be. The maze is the yellowish kind of maze that you go through to get to the spire. The three doors, that's BRO. We finished all the puzzles in there. Building buildings. Not sure offhand which one that is. Red against blue. There was a building that was red and blue on the outside, which is probably that one. Behind the keen. I don't remember what area is called the keen, but something was probably behind it, I guess. And then into the mouth. I wonder if the thing that still has 16 puzzles is into the mouth. And we have to solve it. And then return to the graveyard. And then they'll all be lit up, and then this will... I can test my hypothesis. This is an easy hypothesis to test. Here's what we're going to do. The maze is currently lit up. We are going to return to the entry. We are going to pop over to the maze, and we're going to unsolve one of the clues. The place that has the 0 is right here. So 0, and it's like lit up. So let's unsolve a clue. Assuming I can find a clue. Here's one. Smooth rough. Unsolved. Now it says that there's one left, and this door is not open, which is very inconvenient. This is not the best one to unsolve, because it's a pain in the neck to have to come back and solve it. Let's do a different one. Red-blue. Here's the red-blue. It has 0. At the very beginning, teach, learn. Great. So now it's going to say 1. So now I need to go back to the graveyard. Geronimo! Okay, so I'm back at the graveyard. Where is the red and blue? Yes, red against blue. It's no longer lit up. Okay, so theory confirmed. Into the mouth, presumably, is the name of the air. Oh, into the mouth. It's the H that moved back. It's like going into the mouth of that face. So we do have to go further into the mouth somehow. Teach, learn. What was it that I'm doing over here to fix this again? Teach, learn. Great. Okay, so into the mouth. So, this thing. 16 puzzles left to solve. We just said that this looks like a face. And we go into its mouth. So, I've gone into the mouth. There is only one solution for each of these puzzles. I have solved them. And into the mouth, I just ended up with a letter H. And nowhere else that seems to actually have panels or puzzles. I'm stuck. I'm trapped. I feel guilt and shame. Where are the rest of the Into the Mouth puzzles? Into the mouth. Presumably in the mouth. Like, presumably they're in here somewhere. Except for the fact that they're not. And this is just like a teleport, I think. So if I walk around, I end up on the other side. And it's a one-way teleport, if I remember correctly. Because if I go that way, or I go that way, I'm still here. So that's a minor annoyance. So into the mouth. This building is the one that had like maybe the M and the W or something. Guilt, shame, trap, stuck. I went into the mouth. And now I'm stuck or I'm trapped. And there's like an H here. There aren't any alternative solutions. If I went into the mouth and I'm stuck or trapped, am I choking? Like there's no like secret panel back here that I can type into or anything. Does it look like a mouth on this side too? Let me do the graphics settings again. Like you can still see the eyes here as well, so it kind of looks like, you know, going into the mouth when you're coming out of the mouth as well. Guilt, shame. Ham, gut. Like ham, something that goes into your mouth. The gut is where you end up when something goes in your mouth. Flat buck stick snare. And it looks like a giant H. What does it mean and how do I solve it? H is one of the first letters we got. H is written on the ceiling. Yes. I was trying to remember where I got the H since there was an H there. I forgot that it was the very first letter. So, H was right here. There's a giant H there. Guilt or shame. There's an H. What if I have to, like, not have my H? Like, I'm really stretching here, but it's not completely unfeasible, right? So if I leave my H behind, which I could do, I'm pretty sure I can do it right here. Oh wait, can I not click on this purple thing? I thought you could click on all the purple things. Or lavender things, or whatever you want to call these things. And leave letters inside them. This one you cannot. There are lots of these around the world. One that springs to mind where I was pretty sure you could was this one. Yes, this one accepts a letter. And it is inside the purple box, right? Yes. I can leave a letter inside this purple box. U. Should I leave the letter U here? Probably. At some point in time in the future. But for now, I'm going to leave the letter H here. And this is the Parthenon, by the way. Return to the entry. And without a letter H, is there any chance that the back of the mouth here opens up? It does not. All right, into the mouth. Don't know how to do that. Okay, what else is left on my list that I could possibly do? Oh, hey, I'm just wandering around. The graveyard apparently is going to be another place that we get an ending. So I can teleport here without having to do parkour and fall out of the world. That's convenient, at least. Into the mouth. Okay, that's neat. Just happened to notice that as I was wandering. And at this point, looks like maybe there's only 2 other ending places that we haven't gotten to, but there are still many of them that we haven't, like, solved or finished. And this one is still especially mysterious to me. Less, more. This pink box is very tall and doesn't accept a letter. I'm starting to get an inkling of what might be going on with these things. There's various places you can drop off a letter. We just saw one where we would drop off the U. This is where I would drop off the X, for example, because X marks the spot. There's one in Daedalus where I know I would drop off a T, because it was between a painting of TEA and a cup of tea painting. And remind me what's out here. Was it just immediately an ending? Just about, yeah. Okay. Trying to think of where all the other ones are that you can drop off letters. So here's the place where we could drop off the U. Was outside here. And remind me right now where this takes me. Oh, it takes me to this stupid place that I hate. Okay, let's not be here. Trying to think of where I've seen more of these places to drop things off. Actually, they're not all that common, are they? Don't think they're really in the endings. Well, I'm sure I can find one of them out here just to demonstrate a little bit more. Yeah, who knows? Maybe wandering around I'll actually find something too. I'm gonna wander for a minute. Bank. B-A-N-K. I was wandering around. This is definitely brown. I'm not sure what this is. This is definitely navy. And I was originally thinking this is gray, but then I realized, like, this is more gray, and so what other color could this be? And I was like, well, if it was B-A-N or B-O-N something, what could it be? It's bank. So what color is this? What color starts with an A and looks kind of yellow gold? I looked at a list of colors. This must be amber, and this must be khaki. B-A-N-K. Okay. Another panel. Seasoning. What's an example of a type of seasoning? Garlic. We've seen a bunch of them. Is there a clue near here? We had some wood trees. We had a bank. Something is a type of seasoning. I'll take the first letter. P. Parsley. Parsley has too many letters. I don't know why this took me so long to come up with, but it's on the table. Salt and pepper. It's pepper, right? It's pepper. This opened a door. Parity. Parity is equality. Parity could be like, you know, binary ones and zeros being equal, or being off step. Parity, it's a 7-letter word. Equality. If you bring things into parity, they're aligned. Parity. They're the same, they're aligned, they're equal, they're... I'm not coming up with a good word for this, so once again I'm going to use caps lock. Okay. B is the first letter. Balance. Things are in balance, things are in parity, sure. Okay, so we just came from there, and that opened up this seasoning salt. Which was, okay, by the other one of these clues, sure. Well, I made another shortcut. I've solved a few more panels, which might have caused some other unknown action to happen somewhere in the entire world that might be helpful. Alright. Can I get my F, please? No? Singled, doubled. I was fooling around with 2059 again. Oh! Intelligence. Evolving over time. Wisdom, right. This teleports me to some ending or something. But singled, doubled. What if I double 2059? So that would get me 4... Oops. 4... come on. 4... 1... 1... 8. And that does nothing for me. Seemed like kind of a good idea. Yeah, I'm just in the basement of the castle here. Just want to make sure nothing changed. Alright, and just remind me with wisdom, this brings me to the tenacious. Right, and then there's some unopened things here. Okay, I kind of had forgotten about this. And we opened the K, and that got us 0 hero. Is this like a shortcut back to the control center? It is. And so was there another way into the tenacious? I mean, I guess there must have been, right? Because... how did we ever end up with paintings? No, it seems like I came this way through the wisdom. I feel like I've been in the tenacious some other time, though. In any case, there's a place to leave a K here, there's a place to leave an I, and another place kind of like this. I've seen a place to leave a T and a U, there's an implied place to leave an X. I feel like every letter of the alphabet has some final resting destination, but that's going to be like a very endgame puzzle, because I probably haven't found them all yet. And so that's a thing I need to do at some point. So as an example, here's C and SEA, so I would leave the letter C inside this box at some point in the future. Alright, I'm starting to explore places I probably shouldn't be. Just by climbing on top of the walls. Okay, there's just a place to fall out there. This... I think I'm just seeing shadows, and so there's nothing interesting in there. We've been all through there. I don't think there's anywhere I can go that way. Yeah, that just seems to be an empty little pit. If I come this way... I might be able to jump on top of this purple thing, but I don't think it'd be useful. I'm trying to see if I can get over to where... I don't think I can. Get over to... I guess let's try to make this jump. Can't make that jump. Trying to get over somehow to where I could get over this to look inside here, because there's something over there. Actually, had I been over there? Let's walk around the other side. I have been over here. I'm seeing this. So it's just on the other side of this. And this is just the tower that has, like, butter that I've never been able to solve. Yeah, the tower. Okay, so getting over that wall would not help me for solving into the mouth. So far as I can imagine. I was thinking about the open mouth stuck in a trap. What if I unsolve one of these and have the mouth close on me? That's what I needed to do. Okay, now I'm further down the digestive tract. Hey, I actually found something. Great, and these should be easy puzzles, he says. Removing a bunch of letters from super and from villain. Removing 4 letters from super and 4 letters from villain. So we're getting pain. We're getting rain. We're getting... something else. Evil. There we go. Prevails. Evil. Palindrome and dopamine. The P is probably sticking around. I need 4 letters. Pine? That doesn't make sense. Pain, again, that's what I was trying to do before. Haha. Had it for the wrong clue. Once again, my subconscious might have been solving things for me there. Okay, so we got glide path, engraved, decathlon, and Greaves. Sounds like Greaves, G-R-E-A-V, grave. So engraved is also going to be grave. Subtracting some letters, decathlon, and glide path. The D-E-T-H, death. Alright. Great. Okay, and that opened up some more. Digest, necrotize, jaundice. 3-letter word. Ice. No. Die. Alright. Die. And 3-letter word. Rot. Great. Oh, a synonym of necrotize. Rot. Great. And then over here. Torments, grimace, commence, pilgrim. We're just removing letters. Grim. Grim. And omen. All right. We've solved the grim omen. Okay, and that should be all 16 that were down here. And now I won't be able to solve my way back out with guilt until I return to the entry. I was really, really, really close to looking up some kind of hint online. And then I had this brainstorm. So there's one clue left. Shame. Now there's 0 clues left, which means now if I return to the graveyard, something should be open, and the graveyard is some kind of ending, so it's probably not going to help me make progress gathering more letters now that I think about it. But we'll take what we can get. Okay, more puzzles. Severe, grave, and this is going to be yard. Foot is part of yard in measurements. And remember, the eyes tell lies. Oh, what are we looking at? Oh, there's an ending over here. Okay. There's a teleport painting, and remember, where's the teleport painting? Does it just bring me back to the gallery? Oh, that gave me an end, but I didn't do the remember. Okay, that's my black ending. That's cool. But I want to do the thing because I want to remember. Oh, I guess I just say remember. Okay. And remember, it's across from this painting. Let's go back into that painting and see. And like if I jump into this painting, does it just immediately give me the end? Or it like kills me here? It drops me like back into the top. Okay. Okay, so that painting, let's go back to the Mondrian room. And it was the one with the bright red color and a bright green and some other things. So it was this one. Remember, one road, many turns. Remember, says the graveyard, one road, many turns. One road, many turns. Although all of this, it could be referring to all of these. One road, many turns. The eyes tell lies. Right words find keys. Finding the keys. I mean, I found the keys. They're just behind invisible walls that I can't open, which is pretty frustrating. Well, I made a little more progress. How much of an episode do I have at this point? An entire episode, as it turns out. So at this point, I'm going to say I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more Lingo 2. For now, bye-bye.